Most of the advice you hear about intuition makes it sound like a magic trick, something you use to find a parking spot or to manifest promotion. But if you're actually living with these senses, you know that it often feels more like a liability. You might be calling it sensory overload or brain fog. It's that feeling of being perpetually drained by even something as simple as a grocery store run, or the way you feel scattered and static the second you try to focus on your own guidance. Most people will tell you that it's because you're an empath or that you're sensitive to energy. They'll tell you to carry a crystal, and even I have said that to you in previous videos. Or if maybe crystals aren't your thing, they might tell you to just set a boundary, but as if a piece of quartz is going to stop your nervous system from vibrating at a 10. But if you've tried the crystals and the boundaries and you still feel like you're drowning in everyone else's noise, it's not an empathy problem. It's a survival strategy. Your body is treating your intuition like a liability because for a very long time, knowing the truth was a death sentence. Today, we're going to look at why your body essentially closes off your senses to try and protect you, and how to reclaim your signal without the burnout. So, let's start with clairvoyance or clear seeing. In the modern world, we think that this is like seeing visions or symbols, but at its core, it's really the ability to see the truth behind the mask, the ability to read between the lines and see the patterns that others might miss. And history is full of examples of where seeing too much was a liability. Think of the story of Joan of Arc. Her visions weren't just spiritual, they were a direct challenge to the status quo. She saw a path forward that was entirely different from the one she was being told to follow, and that made her a target. When you carry that data, your body develops a blind spot as a defense mechanism. And I have seen this so many times with people who feel that they are blocked in their visualization. You try to close your eyes and, I don't know, see your future, or really just see an image while you're sitting in a meditation, and all you get is static or the sea of black. You aren't lacking the ability. You're blocked because your nervous system is still in survival mode. Your nervous system is trying to tell you that keeping your eyes open is safe, but closing them and looking inward, that could make you a target. You've basically trained yourself to keep your inner sight closed off so that you don't become the weird one who sees the truth before everyone else is ready to hear it. And then we have clairaudience or clear hearing. This is that internal guidance or the direct knowing that comes through just a thought or an internal voice. For hundreds of years, the Oracle of Delphi was the most powerful consultant in the world. The Oracle of Delphi dictated wars and laws because they had direct access to the truth by tapping into their inner knowing. But as the social climate changed, that kind of direct access was no longer welcomed. If you hear the truth, you carry the responsibility of that truth. If you know something is wrong, whether it's in your office or maybe you know a relationship is over before it's even started, you are now burdened with that information. Your body has learned that tuning out your own guidance is a way to stay safe and under the radar. It's not that you can't hear, it's that your system has labeled hearing as a liability you are not ready to pay for. It's the weight of being the one who knows when no one else wants to listen. The most common way this shows up, and potentially the reason for most of your exhaustion, is likely through clairsentience or clear feeling. This is the empathy and the physical sensations you pick up from other people. For many of us, the witch wound didn't mute this sense. It turned it into hypervigilance because being caught off guard in the past was dangerous. You turned your feeling antenna up to 100%. You are constantly scanning the room. You're picking up on every micro expression and every shift in the atmosphere and the energy. You're trying to stay one step ahead of the energy in the room to make sure you're still the safe one. And if you're watching this, you might even be nodding your head because you know exactly what it feels like to be exhausted just from existing in a room with other people. So comment below if you've ever felt like you're literally drowning in other people's emotions. Because this isn't just being sensitive, This is your system being stuck in a survival loop. You are using your clairsentience to look for the threat instead of looking for the wisdom. When your feeling sense is driven by fear, it isn't an asset. It's a sponge for everyone else's static. You aren't being intuitive. You're being a guard dog that never gets to sleep. So, how do we move from scanning to sensing? How do we stop the body from treating our gifts as a threat? It starts with a physical reset. When you feel that static or that overload, you have to anchor your focus into your feet. Feel the floor. Get the energy out of your eyes and your ears and back into your roots. But the verbal resignation is really the key here. And it isn't a magic wand that deletes centuries of trauma, as fabulous as that would be. Think of it more like an end of mission report or an end of project report for your nervous system. You are officially telling your body that the mission is now complete or the project has been closed. These words are the signal to your body that it is allowed to stop the constant scanning for danger. Now, this is likely a promise you've made to yourself in a past life. And you can try saying something to yourself: I recognize the promise I made to close off or ignore my senses to stay safe. I am officially resigning from that duty. I release that commitment now. It is safe for me to see and to hear and to speak the truth. And this doesn't need to be a big, elaborate thing. It's just something that you feel. Tune into your body, feel your energy. After you've said the statement, shake it off. Give your whole body a shake your hands off. Shake off all that old data and that stagnant energy. The masking of your intuition isn't a permanent condition. It's just a survival strategy that has outlived its expiration date. The reason we're doing this work is that the energy it takes to keep those walls up, to constantly block your own visions and tune out your own knowing, is energy you could instead be using to build a life that you love. When you are constantly self editing and bracing, your body is in a state of low grade chronic stress. That leak of energy could be one of the reasons why you feel burnt out even when you haven't done very much. When you stop treating your intuition like a burden, you stop leaking your power. You may notice your brain fog clears or even your energy levels stabilize. You stop being an emotional sponge for every room you walk into, and you start feeling like you actually own the space you're standing in. If you can feel the static right now and you are tired of being an emotional sponge for everyone else, I have put the Soul Frequency Bundle in the description below. It is designed to specifically help you settle that physical bracing so you can actually feel grounded in your own field and stop a constant energy leak. And if you know you have closed yourself off and you're ready to stop suppressing your intuitive abilities, the Intuitive Development Workbook is linked in the description as well. It is the tool to help you turn that mental static into a clear roadmap of your specific gifts so you finally know exactly which hits to trust. I'm Amanda, the Intuitive Wife. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so that you don't miss the rest of the series on the witch wound. It is time to stop the suppression and start trusting what you know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.